Hi, this is Anthony, the Chief of Staff at the Appliance Doctor, and I want to thank you for joining us for episode number 9 of the ApplianceDoctor-TV.com. And how's everybody out there today? Well, as you know, in episode number 8, I told you it was my birthday, and we were going to Peter Luger's for the first time in my life. Well, let me tell you something. The menu wasn't that big. It's steak for 1, steak for 2, steak for 3, steak for 4, but it was unbelievable steak. I'm not really a big steak lover, but I tell you what, this was some great steak. The only disappointment I had is in the bartender. When we sat down at the bar, he was a grump, and our waiter, he was also a grump, and we didn't get really good service. So, I showed a little in my tip. I gave 15%. Normally, I give everybody 20%. But this was the first time in a long time I ended up giving somebody 15%, but that's just me. But listen, it made me think, it was an awakening to how our technicians come into your home, how our call takers take your calls, and we have to keep working at that regardless of how good their business is, and they don't care because, as far as Peter Luger's concerned, as soon as I got up, somebody else was sitting in my seat. They don't care. But me as a small business owner, I have to care what kind of service I give to you. And because it was my birthday, I think Mayor Bloomberg gave me a gift. And I just want to show you, he named a street after us on the Upper West Side. He named the street after the Appliance Doctor. Isn't that unbelievable? Thank you, Mayor Bloomberg. He must have watched my show. He must have heard that I was 54 years old, so he gave me my own street. And thank you very much, Mayor Bloomberg. So we all use go up there to the west side and go see the Appliance Doctor Street, okay? And at the end of the show, we give out $500 to a charity or to a person that we see in need. And this month you really have to stick around and see. The story is heartwarming that I had to end up giving, that I had to feel that this is definitely a family that's deserving of the $500. So stick around, and now we're going to bring you to our segment, On the Couch with the Doctor. Hi, this is Anthony, the Chief of Staff at the Appliance Doctor, and I'm here today to tell you we're starting another company called the Vent Docs. That's right, we have went out, invested in the best equipment on the market, Rotobrush. We come into your homes, we go into your duct for your dryer ducts, and we show you where the clog is. We clean the clog out. We show you the before, we show you the after. We have a little camera that goes up through the vents, and all of this is in the hard to reach vents that run through the walls, run into people's closets, run into people's attics, okay? We're gonna come into your home and clean them type of vents. Now, the normal appliance company don't invest in that kind of equipment because it's very expensive, but we decided, it's time to do that. We had a little incident a few years ago where my tech goes into a home. He told the homeowner, and thank God he wrote it on a receipt, that they must call a professional vent cleaning company, and that there was 3-inch vent going into their wall where normally it's supposed to be 4-inch vent. Well, but what really happened is about a week later, her house went on fire. So we decided we're gonna go out, buy the best equipment we can with a camera, okay, that goes through your vents, find the clogs, clean the clogs out, clean all your vent ducts out, and you'll be good to go. Now, people don't realize that they need to get their vents cleaned once a year, okay? And they don't realize that 50,000 fires are related to 30 vents, dryer vents. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're doing. We're gonna come into your home and do a professional job. The company is called the Vent Docs. That's VENTDOCS. And if you look, you see our logo. So you're going to be hearing from us, but if you need your vents cleaned at this point, Well, 1-800-339-0353. That's 1-800-339-0353. And thank you for the opportunity. For the longest time, the appliance doctor wanted to put some tips down on paper and put it in a book form so that his consumers could have some tips to check in case their washer wasn't working, in case the dryer wasn't working, maybe some minor things that you could check on your own. And finally we did that in a 16-page consumer's guide for the appliance repair industry. So what I'm doing is it's going to be on my website at ApplianceDoctor-NYC-Westchester.com. Okay, that's ApplianceDoctor-NYC-Westchester.com. Go there and get your free copy. And remember that we're doing this and hoping that we can educate our consumers and having them to try a few things before they even have to call us. And with that, you know, every month we give away $500. Now, you know how that started. I was watching Secret Millionaire. I love the concept. I can't afford to give that much money away, but I can afford to give $500. So this month's recipient is a family in Yonkers who just lost their son, who just lost their father, she just lost her husband, okay, in Afghanistan. Now, Sergeant Edward Frank, he was in his third tour of duty, 2 tours in Iraq. This was his first tour in Afghanistan. His unit was under fire. He had leave. He was ready to leave. And he wrote to his mother-in-law and he told her, I can't leave now. My unit's under fire and I'm going to stay here with my boys. And what happened is that a car bomb, a roadside bomb, I should say, blew up and killed him and 4 of his unit. And I have to say that Mr. Frank is a father of 3. You know, I have to say that he had a lot of courage. He thought of his boys first. He thought of his country first. He could have went home on leave. It was his time. He chose to stay. He gave up his life. And I feel that, you know, the least I could do this month is to help the family with $500 and just hopefully his kids know and grow up to know that their father was a hero. With that, I want to thank you for joining us for episode number 9.